Hey, welcome back. Today we are talking about my seasonal spooky challenge TBR. So firstly, apologies if you can hear the fan. It is exceedingly hot here. In my mind, it is deep in autumn, spooky season, hot beverages, cozy jumpers, but no one's told the weather that that is what I require. So it is in reality hot and sweaty and gross. However, we are not here to talk about the weather. So what exactly is the seasonal spooky challenge? It is a reading challenge created by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. I will link the announcement video in the comments for you to go check out. Give her a follow if you don't already. She is so creative and comes up with these amazing challenges. She actually was the creator of the Every Romancy challenge as well. So this one is obviously spooky related, so we're talking horror, maybe some dark thriller. If you're not a reader of horror or or thrillers, maybe some dark romance. It's kind of open to your interpretation, and I'm going to be doing this challenge across September, October and November. However, I do have 16 books on my TBR, so I think I'm potentially being a bit ambitious, but we shall see. So every book you pick for level 1 as the settings also has to match off one of the unlocking prompts, which is level 2. So for level 1 we have urban setting, summer camp setting, isolated setting, small town setting, southern setting, haunted house setting, coastal setting and in the woods. And each of them must tick off one of the unlocking prompts, which are on somebody else's TBR, a new release, a novella, an audiobook with diverse representation, a new to you author, a book you didn't buy, or a YA book. I'm being chased by the sun, so if I keep moving my camera, that's why. So the first book on my TBR, which is going to tick off the urban setting, is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This is a book about vampires and it comes out in September, I believe. I've yet to read a Rachel Harrison book despite having multiple of their books on my bookshelves. This is on Cassidy's TBR and Mel from Melanor Books. So this is going to be using the unlocking prompt on somebody else's TBR. For my summer camp prompt, I'm going to read Heads Will Roll by Josh Malerman. This is a book that comes out in September. And all I know is that it's based at a summer camp. That's pretty much all I need to know, to be honest. And I am unlocking this with a new release. Now on to some of my physical TBR. For the isolated setting, I am unlocking it with a novella and I'm reading The Pale House Devil by Richard Kadri. This has been on my shelf for a little while and I just really am enjoying the excuse to finally pick it up. For Small Town, I am going to be reading My Throat, An Open Grave by Tori Bavellino, and this I'm actually going to be doing as an audiobook because I've seen the audiobook is available on Everand, but I have this gorgeous copy. And I absolutely love the UK cover of this. I'm very much looking forward to it. For my southern setting prompt, I'm going to be reading The Reformity by Tannery of Dew. This has been on my TBR for an embarrassingly long time. And I'm going to be unlocking this with the diverse representation prompt. Another long overdue book from my bookshelf is The Grip of It by Jack Jenk. And this and this is going to be ticking off Haunted House. I love this little cover, and it's also going to be a new to me author. For a coastal setting, I'm going to be reading a new release called Gorse. I can't actually remember who this is by, and I can't read my notes because I am a very disorganized booktuber, as we know. And this is going to be coastal and a book you didn't buy. I actually have a e-arc of this on NetGalley, so I need to pick it up pretty soon. And finally, for my In the Woods setting, I'm going to be reading Girls of Little Hope by Sam Bessinger and Dale Halvorsen. Probably butchered both of those, I apologise. And this is going to be unlocked with the YA unlocking prompt. Now, it doesn't just end there. You can just do that if that's all you want to do. This is your challenge, your rules. But there is actually a third level, and this is cover prompts. So to read a book where the cover matches any of the prompts. So I've tried to use as many of the books that I've already got on my TBR as possible. For hands, I'm going to be reading My Throat, An Open Grave. For window, I'm going to be reading The Pale House Devil. For weapon, I'm going to be reading The Hunted. For animal, I'm going to be reading Gorse. Not technically an animal, but it is an animal shape. For blood, I will be reading So Thirsty. For tech, I'm going to read Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. For eyeball, oh, it was a toss-up. I was tempted to go with Eyes Are the Best Part, which I also have a digital copy of, but I decided to go with Of the Flesh. And finally for water, I'm going to read I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast Is Me. And then finally we have some bonus prompts. So these are things to find in your book. So the first one is vampires, and I'm going to be ticking this off with So Thirsty. For cults, I'm going to be ticking this off with The Children of Red Peak. For cannibals, I'm going to read A Certain Hunger. For mixed media, I'm finally going to read House of Leaves. I've picked this up a few times. I'm going to do this year. It's going to happen. For ghosts, I'm going to read My Throat, An Open Grave. And for serial killer, I'm going to read The Whisper Man, which has been sitting on my bookshelf for far too long. So are you taking part in the Spooky Seasonal Challenge? If you are, please let me know in the comments. Share your TBR in the comments, or if you have any recommendations that you think you would have used in these prompts and maybe I should consider them, please let me know in the comments. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, and on my podcast, Lazy Book Lovers, all linked below. And please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. There will be a lot more uploads coming up. And it was great to have you, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends. I didn't realise I wasn't recording. I paused because my son came in, and then I forgot to click record, but I was just talking away, and then the sun came and blinded me. This is why I never get YouTube videos out. So I have no clue where I was.